Hey there, Python trainer Reuven Lerner here. And this time I want to talk about a subject that a subscriber to my free weekly Better Developers list asked me. And the question was about what we call inner classes in Python. So I want to give you an example of classes in general, and then I'm going to give you an example of where we might want to use an inner class. And then I'm going to give you an example, or I'm going to explain to you why we actually don't need or want to use them in Python. So let's start off with class person. Def init self name. Self.name equals name. So far, so good. And now I can say p equals a person of Reuven. And I'll say here, print p.name. All is good. I got my name back. So this actually works. I mean, obviously, it's a very simple class. We have our initializer there, dunder init. It takes one attribute, or it takes one argument, name, which it sticks into the attribute name. All is good. But maybe I want that name to be a little more sophisticated. Maybe I want to be able to get a first name and a last name. Maybe I want to be able to print out nicely. Maybe I want to be able to query it. There are all sorts of things I might want to do with a name. So what I can do is I can then say, fine, I'm going to create a name class. Class name, def init, and it's going to get self and of course, first and last. And I can say here self.first equals first, self.last equals last. I'm even going to give it a dunder repr so it can be printed nicely. Return, and we'll say self.first and self.last. And now my person is no longer going to store name as a string, or whatever we got from the user, hopefully a string. Rather, we're going to create a new instance of name, and I'm going to change this to be first and last. And now I'm going to say name of first and last. Notice now, the name attribute in a person is no longer going to be a string. It's going to be an instance of name. Never mind that name is just sort of referring to two other strings. We can think of it at this higher level of abstraction. And so now if I say p equals person, and we'll say Reuven Lerner. And now if I say print p name, look at that. It works just fine because the type of p.name is now going to be not a string, but an instance of name. Now, this sort of composition of objects is super, super common. All right, and so basically what we have here is we have self.name, the attribute in a person object, referring to an instance of name rather than an instance of string. So far, so good. There's nothing wrong with what we're doing here, and I would argue this is probably the right way to do it in Python. And yet, there are many languages in which you might say, well, I'm only going to use name in a person object. I'm not using it anywhere else. Or maybe I want to keep the name implementation or even the interface or even the mere fact that it exists secret from other classes. So what I can do is I can say, let's redo this. Now, before I redo this, I'm actually going to delete name and I'm going to delete person from the namespace. And that'll make it clear if things are working or not. So I'm going to now take the name class and I'm going to stick it inside of the person class. Now you might be saying, wait, can I do that? Can I actually define a class inside of another class? And the answer is yes. And the reason why is that a class, when you use the class keyword, yes, you're defining a class, okay? That's fine. But you're really creating a module. It's effectively a Python module without an external file. Why do I say this? Because normally if you say import to a module, all the global variables in the module, all the things at the top level scope in that module file, are attributes visible from outside. And in the same way, when I define a class, all the things I define at the top level are attributes visible from outside, meaning that init here, dunder init, is an attribute on the class. Why? Because I'm using def. Def defines a variable, right? Def always creates a function object that defines a variable. Here's defining a variable at the top level of our class, and thus it becomes an attribute from outside, person.dunder init. So if I define a class inside of another class, what we've defined now here is this is going to be person.name. It's no longer name. It's no longer a global variable. And that's why I deleted it here to make sure that we're not going to mix anything up. No longer is it a global variable. It's now an attribute on person. So if I want to access name, I have to access it as an attribute. So will this still work? Almost. If I say here person.name, because once again, if I don't say person.name, then Python will look for name as a variable, legb, local enclosing global built-ins, always the way that we search for always the way we search for variables. and it's not a variable. But if I say person.name, then we're going to turn to person and say, do you have the attribute name? The answer is yes. We retrieve it. Oh, it turns out to be a class. We execute the class. We get a new object, and bam, it works. And if I say, what's the type of p.name? It is main, that's our main namespace, dot person dot name. So actually having this sort of inner class works. On a technical level, it 100% works. And you might say, oh, well, this is then a totally fine way to do things. And again, technically speaking, there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't see any real advantage to it. Because one of the reasons you might want to do this in another language is, again, to keep it private, to keep it hidden, either private in terms of like protecting it from being used by the outside or from like, prying eyes, or just like keep it unavailable, or maybe keep in any event, there are all sorts of reasons why you might want to do this. And none of these work in Python. Because if person is just a namespace, like a module, then I can actually say person.name outside of person as well. Person.name of A and B. And what do you know? Now I have a name of AB, a name AB object. Right, so I can create as many of these objects as I want. I can create lots of instances of person, lots of instances of name, and thus I don't see a real advantage in sticking name inside of person. You could argue that we want to keep related functionality together, and that makes a total lot of sense. In that case, I would say stick name and person into a separate module. Let's call it the person module. And that's why so often in Python, when you say import, you're importing from a module, and you'll have all sorts of like helper classes, helper functions, other things that come along for the ride from that module that you might want to import because, well, the main class will need those. And so we could argue that that's that. You could say like, from person, import person, comma, name. That might make sense. So this is one of those things where, yeah, it technically works, but I don't think you would actually want to do it. It doesn't give you any advantage. We're not hiding data because Python doesn't hide data. We're not protecting anything because Python doesn't protect anything. And we're not really getting any sort of namespacing advantage because modules are already namespaces. But does it work? Oh yeah, absolutely it works. I want to show you one more thing with this, and then we'll close up. I'm just going to delete person once again, and then I'm going to delete name. And look what's going to happen. It's going to say name is not found, name is not defined. And that's exactly why I wanted to talk about this. Remember, is person or was person a variable? Yeah, it was a variable of the global scope. How do I know that? Because when I define a class, I'm creating a class object and defining a variable, a global variable in this case, because I'm outside of a function. So person was a global variable that referred to a class. Name, however, was not defined as a variable, it was defined as an attribute inside of person, and thus trying to delete the variable name doesn't exist. So now I'm going to do the same thing, class person, class name, blah, 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 but now I'm no longer going to say person.name, I'm just going to say name. And we're going to see that this will also fail. What is the name? Well, we get a name error. How appropriate, right? Kind of meta. So the name is not defined. I did not plan that, believe me. Name is not defined. Why? Because again, Python looked for name, legb, local, enclosing, global, built-ins. We're not, well, we are in a function, so it's going to say, is name a local variable? No. Do we have a function enclosing another function? No. Is there a global variable name? No. Right? This name is not a variable. It's an attribute that's attached to the person class. It's person.name. And thus it's not a variable, thus we don't see it. Is in built-ins? Definitely not. And thus we get this error. So it'll give you all sorts of trickiness as well in terms of the namespacing. I'd say just keep it outside if that wasn't already obvious. Thank you so much to those of you who have been submitting questions. I am always looking for more interesting Python things to talk about. You can catch me on Twitter, you can send me email, and I look forward to seeing you soon with more videos about Python.